I love that we started with something long form. It's bold. I love the album format, and particularly the mixtape format. It can be very freeing depending on your outlook. And there's a lot to say, or at least I've got a lot that I want to get off my chest. And my favourite artists do this so well. You know who's speaking. You feel like you know them. It feels like they're talking to you. And by the end, hopefully you've understood what they're about. At least that's what keeps me coming back to my favourite records. Something resonated emotionally. And I don't think you need to be the most eloquent person in the room or have the best vocabulary, sugarcoat what you're saying. I think what hits me in the heart is honesty and authenticity, and it's not something you can generally fake, especially when you're working in that half an hour to hour remit. It can be pretty revealing, but that's the beauty of it.
So George, at the top of the year we had a primer, an alternative artist primer, and you were on there. I wrote about you, and it was really lovely to see your early potential at that point. Like, fast forward 6 months, you've released your first debut project, Interest Rates, a tape. So that was released at the height of summer.
Yes.
An interesting title, given our current political climate. Why that title?
Yeah, actually probably more relevant now than it was when it was released. I don't know, I was trying to think of a title for ages, and I'm notoriously bad at thinking of names. Like, I was trying to think of a name for myself for ages. Obviously, I've gone with my actual name, so that didn't go so well. I was reading this book by, I'm such a neek, that Greek finance minister. What was his name? Yanis something. Anyway, and I was thinking about how our economy is a pyramid scheme. I was thinking about some of the political stuff I talk about on the project, and also a lot of it does have to do with my personal relationships and me being quite dissociative at times, and my changing and waning interest in people and situations. So I thought it was kind of a nice way to tie it in. But I mean, I don't know, that's meaning that I've kind of put on as an adjunct. But
I mean, I found that you've always been somebody who imbues your work. Like, it's polemical, but it's personal. And that comes to the fore on this project. And I want to start with the opener, Cleanse Me. So that very beautifully and elegantly handles like the appropriation of the climate crisis. But again, it's very personal to you. Why was that the opener?
I feel that the track is very, it feels like a cleansing, it's like, let's reset the tone. And what Oliver was able to do production wise just felt really ethereal and cleansing to me. Like, that song, when we made it and I would listen to it, this is before it was like properly finished, and I would feel like, oh, okay, I'm reset. And also I had my friend Maria play some harp on there, which just like added to that just
mood.
100. So I just felt it had to be the opener.
You mentioned Oliver, so Oliver Palfreyman. You have complete synergy between you two. You're not just your conventional artist-producer pair. Talk me through the world you wanted to build on this project together. That's kind of a hard question, because it's hard to talk about in hindsight, because we didn't set out to do that. Specific, yeah.
And I think a lot of those songs, like the earliest song, No Certainty, was made like years before any of the other music. So it was just something that we had been working on and testing out, but just as friends and as people who love and make music. So I think that, it actually, none of it was intentional. We didn't really set out to do anything. We just set out to have fun and enjoy it. And this is the culmination of that.
So Cleanse Me transitions into the track Your Eyes, which I think really foregrounds your lovely soulful vocal. It's a very vulnerable moment for you.
Yeah.
What are you saying on that track?
I'm saying, I guess at that time when I wrote that, it's still very relevant to me now. Like when you're putting people on pedestals that you like and are attracted to, and at the same time, for me, diminishing my own value in relation to that person, and thinking, just that classic feeling like I'm not good enough, like I'm not. I don't know. There's something about you, whatever this like image that I've built up of this person in my head that I will never live up to, and I don't know. I think that's a lesson that I really hope I've learned now, is to not do that, and to not deify people, make them out to be these mythical, unattainable people, and then I feel betrayed when they don't live up to something that I created. So, yeah.
I mean, but you explore that on Power as well. So, like, you have, I think, the perfect blend of down-tempo songs, fervid, quite, evocative songs, but then you've got those dance floor baiting songs as well.
I'm a bitch, yeah.
I'm
a Gemini, two sides.
Well, I was going to ask what your star sign is, actually.
Yeah.
Because you explore the two sides of the same coin sort of process on Power.
Yeah.
So this one is like a frenetic jungle jazz hybrid. And it's got an incredible music video that I implore everybody to watch, which was directed by your good friend Jovial.
Absolutely, the best.
The best.
The best in the biz.
And it looks at that need for affirmation. Yeah. And like desirability, explores that as well. Talk me through the incredible sound design on this, but also the video.
I love jungle. I love dance music. I've always wanted to play raves and be kind of in that more dance space, and that's something that resonates with Oliver so much as well. Like, we both are in a space where we love jazz and dub and just the whole plethora of black music, but dance is the thing, I think, of all our generation, maybe, that kind of brings us together. I don't know, would you say that? So with this song, it just felt right with the sentiment that it should be that kind of like dancey jungle track. It speaks to like a very that ego like side of myself that is saying, yeah, I don't need you for anything. I don't need you to think that I'm whatever, I mean, it's kind of something maybe in recent times I've strayed away from. That mentality. I think that that song is about a man. So this is a heteronormative situation we're speaking about, which obviously I'm saying is men are trash, and there's not much we can do about it. But I think in that situation, it's like love is a battle. It's like it's me against you. Who's going to twist the knife first and make it a situation where, like we're saying, one person is like one-upping, which I feel like is the case with heterosexual relationships quite a bit.
Power
dynamics. And I felt like, why shouldn't that be me? Why shouldn't I be in charge? But I like I said, I'm straying away from that compromise. I'm on a compromise tip at the moment.
Do you feel like you're reaching a place of equilibrium and balance now?
In myself, yeah.
Right, okay.
In myself, I think so.
Because it is quite a chaotic project. Like there's ups and downs to it.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the ups is Money, the track Money. It's one of my favourite ones.
I love that song.
It's like it gives me that dopamine rush.
Yeah.
But it's not your run-of-the-mill paper-chasing anthem. It's like laced with a lot of irony and humour.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration and motivation behind this track?
Needing some cash.
Just basically what it comes down to.
Needing some cash money. I mean, it definitely has to do with that. Also, just general, capitalist, everything. We're working. I'm tired. We're working, the grind. We're in London, the grind, the rat race. and just that, it's fucked up. I don't know.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of my favourite up-tempos, and it does represent the sound of London, I think, for me. And you've spoken about this before. You've got dub, you've got jungle, you've got trip-hop woven into this project. I said that it reminded me of Colourless Cut For You mixtape. And that is an inspiration of yours.
Yeah, huge. Like,
I mean, they're very different projects.
No, absolutely very, very different.
But also the way they go to quite abstract places, but there's a soulfulness that grounds it. I mean, do you think that's a fair comparison?
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying that because I love her, so I don't know whether she would say that. But I listened to that album and was like, wow, I didn't know you could do that. And she was definitely the person to inspire me to do things that are out of the box and to not think about it too much. I think that's mainly my philosophy, is don't think about it too much. Like when I write, I don't sit for hours writing. I like have a diary and I like write my feelings and shit. Right. And then when it comes to like writing music, I'll literally I'll write things in 5 minutes. Like I don't think, you just let it come out. That's my thing.
A natural process.
Not to say, and also that's not to say that she, maybe she thinks about
different process.
But yeah, different process. But it's that, I think for me, it's the capturing the immediacy of like a vibe and a feeling is like the most important thing for me. And come back to the nitty-gritty parts after, and just be like, free with it. And I think that's what we did. Yeah,
no, you did. I wanted to talk about the closer, which sort of ends the way I feel the mixtape begins. So the closer is No Certainty, quite subdued number.
Yeah. That was the first song.
That was the first song you...
That's like, old, that song. It's like 3 or 4 years old, actually.
But what I like about it is that you're still figuring things out. Yeah. It doesn't feel like a definitive conclusion.
Oh, no.
But yes, speak to me about what you wanted to leave, I guess, in the listener's imagination, because that's the last track they would hear.
The listener.
The all-important listener.
I haven't thought too much about
They don't factor into it.
I guess
Or maybe like final notes for you of the mixtape.
I think I like to leave things on a bit of a cliff edge, definitely, and that's another song which is kind of like an insecure moment, like I don't know, a vulnerable moment, and that's something that's really important to me with writing, is just being honest. And that's a song where I was really honest. I don't know, and I like it.
I mean, do you often think about, because your work is political, it has a political undertone, but you're actually speaking about very personal experience. But are you thinking, okay, I want to make like something for the activist, I want to make something radical? That doesn't factor in.
I'm thinking the opposite now.
Right. Okay.
Definitely. I hate the way that things have like, picked up and like, geez, an activist about this thing. Like, I think it's so important to be able to speak your truth. And like, I was having this conversation with someone the other day, and they were like, no, you should be saying stuff and be, ready to defend it and talk about it when people ask you. But at the same time, in this climate, like, I just feel that, I don't know, a lot of the way that artists sometimes speak on politics just seems very self-serving more than it actually...
beneficial.
Yeah, more than it actually helps people. And that's not to say that I won't keep writing about stuff, but sometimes maybe I'll keep some things to myself. I don't know. Watch this space. We'll see.
What's next for George Riley?
So I'm working on something at the moment that I'm really excited about. I'm not going to say too much about it, but yeah.
Will it be a continuation of the themes you're exploring on interest rates?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot more personal, actually. It's a lot more introspective. But yeah, it's been great working on it and making it. I'm really excited for it to come out next year.
I want more details. No, you're not going to give me any details.
I'm not going to say anything, no. I'm not going to say anything. If you come to some shows like soon, maybe I'll play some of it.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.